Hey Internet, I'm Chris, and this is the place on the internet where I talk about comics, movies, games, and things I'm generally passionate about. So, Absolute Superman is coming. Well, it's kind of here. Tomorrow it drops, and it's the third of the Absolute titles that have come out. You have Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, and now Absolute Superman. So, the trinity of the DC universe is here in absolute form. And with Absolute Batman, that was one of the biggest books of the year. It was fantastic from the writing, Nick Dracota's art, and I'm excited to see what's to come in that world. And then Absolute Wonder Woman followed and kept the quality up. It's not quite Absolute Batman, but still was fantastic. And now you have Absolute Superman by Jason Aaron and Rafa Sandoval. For me, I think this is the title I'm the least excited about when it comes to Absolute Superman or Superman in general. Over the past couple years, I think the world has grown tired of gritty Superman takes. It's overdone. You've had Injustice, the video game, Injustice, the comic series, both great, but again, a lot. And then you have sort of other things like Homelander in The Boys, Omni Man in Invincible. So you have all these different things kind of going on at the same time. And, frankly, you just want a classic take on Superman. And I think that's why Philip Kennedy Johnson's run on Action Comics so well received, because it was something where it felt like it was going back to basics, is going to what people really love about Superman. And I think Batman is one of the few characters that can kind of be stretched into different iterations and have a wide variety. And also he can bear the burden of having multiple takes and multiple series going on at the same time. Whereas with Superman, I don't know if he could really bear that burden. And with this take, it is something a little bit more radical. But Krypton is not this world of great science and the world of tomorrow that we know it of in previous iterations of Krypton. And Superman, he looks different. He has, like, edgy hair. He wears the ashes of Krypton as his cape. He has different powers, which will be interesting. So it's a radical take, and it's different from what has been done before. But when I first saw it, a little like Absolute Batman, I was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do this. But with the first two issues of the Absolute Universe being Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman both being great, I'm like, okay, like now I'm getting excited. And Jason Aaron has written one of the biggest books of the year with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles relaunch. He also relaunched Star Wars, which was one of the biggest selling comic books of all time. His run on Thor was fantastic. I loved his Punisher, which was like his last series at Marvel. And also the stuff he's been doing at DC since he came back over is been pretty good. His run, well, I think he was on Action Comics for a few issues. And then also he had Batman Offworld, which is coming back with Doug Mankey, which is a fun series, Batman going off to space for the first time. So that was cool. But, with Absolute Superman, it'll be interesting because, again, the preview art, and also, like, in terms of his supporting cast, it's not going to be the same. I don't think he's going to have that Clark Kent alter ego, at least at the beginning. So you don't have a Jimmy Olsen in the traditional sense. Lois is probably around, but in a different capacity. And then sort of the villains, you see like an army of peacemakers appearing, which is going to be interesting. A part of this organization called the Lazarus Project, which maybe has ties to the League of Shadows and Ra's al Ghul. So it'll be interesting to see what villains will show up. Will it be an absolute Lex Luthor? We'll see, especially when I think in Absolute Batman, spoilers, at the end of it, we got a tease of Absolute Joker, which I didn't expect them to go there that soon, but they really did. So I am excited to see if they introduce an absolute Lex Luthor. And again, now that, like, and also, like, hey, Superman with Joshua Williamson is a great title. Right now you have Mark Waid on Action Comics. So there's a lot of great, like, traditional Superman stories. And then you have the Superman movie coming from James Gunn next year. So I think now that, like, it's here, and listen, I am a sucker for shiny new things, and I told myself, I was like, I don't know, and now that we're closer to it, I'm excited again. So let me know what you think. Are you picking up Absolute Superman tomorrow? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.